Well, Reject Nation. Looks like we got ourselves a potential Spider-Man 3 No Way Home plot leak. This is coming from our buddy Warren over at Cosmic Wonder, who's been killing it lately. I love whenever we cover a Cosmic Wonder video because there's always someone in the comments who's like, gosh, all you do is cover Cosmic Wonder.
Cover someone else, jeez.
Even though it's been
Like
many weeks, there's gonna be someone.
Started missing Warren's voice.
It's like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, come on. If anything, it's like mostly TV now.
What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. Today we have a Spider-Man No Way Home plot leak. And honestly, this does sound pretty dang interesting. If the story ends up being somewhat like this, it's going to be a heck of a movie. And yes, of course, this does involve the Spider-Verse. Now, of course, with all plot leaks, it's hard to tell if this is legitimate or not. Some plot leaks end up being true, and a lot of them end up not being true. This was posted anonymously online to several pages like Reddit and 4chan by somebody who has claimed to have seen the storyboard for Spider-Man No Way Home. So, like with all leaks, take this with a grain of salt. But like I said, it does sound very, very exciting, so let's get into it. But first, I am giving away a Captain America Falcon and the Winter Soldier shield. The giveaway ends at the end of this month. Just subscribe to me and my other channel, Cosmic Culture. I'll put the link in the description down below. That's how you enter. So, let's get started.
One sec. Texting Warren. Hey, dude, I have a question. Can I get that Captain America shield if I follow the rules?
Yeah, is this a fair competition?
It opens with Spider-Man being chased through a broken New York by some type of human thunderstorm. The electricity takes a human shape and turns out to be Jamie Foxx. He confronts Spider-Man, stating that he knows who he is, and then he takes off his mask, and it is, in fact, Tobey Maguire. Electro is about to kill Spider-Man, but right before he does, the reality around them fractures, and the Marvel opening credits begin. We then pick up right where we left off in Spider-Man Far From Home. Tom Holland's Peter Parker has just seen the broadcast and is rushing home, desperately contacting Aunt May and Happy. He reaches his home and tells Aunt May they have to hide. They will become targets. But it's too late, as the apartment complex is attacked by Michael Mando's Scorpion and his men. In the fight, the apartment explodes and Scorpion falls down, breaking his back, and Aunt May and Peter escape. They seek refuge at
Scorpion
the New York
can't catch a
Sanctum,
break.
where they meet Wong and Dr. Strange. Strange is busy analyzing several fractures to their reality, which started after the blip, but have been increasing. Peter wants a spell to reverse the uncovering of his identity, asking Dr. Strange what he can do. But Dr. Strange can do no spell, but in return he offers the asylum to May for her to hide and tells Tom that he should solve this like most people in court. Then in a reality fractures,
It is pretty funny.
confused-looking Jamie Foxx's Electro. The old Avengers Tower now belongs to Oscorp, and they are in fact experimenting with fragments of both the Tesseract, Pym particles, and traces of the ether found in London. Phineas Mason is working on this new technology for an unseen Norman Osborn, and this leak describes him as more of an Elon Musk type of guy, less overtly evil and more charismatic. Heck, maybe Elon Musk is playing the character himself. I'm sure he'd love to do that. Multiple fractures in the reality are reported. Peter Parker stands trial at court and is unsuccessfully defended by Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil.
That's how you bring back Matt Murdock, you fails.
Trade company stating that Matt Murdock is going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. However, Daredevil is not. It's simply going to be Matt Murdock defending Peter Parker. But it does go on to say, due to the reality ripples, Peter has to rush out of court and goes to a large anomaly near the docks. When he gets there, Doctor Strange is trying to contain the anomaly, but Doctor Strange is pulled into the anomaly and Peter is unable to save him. Peter then goes and contacts S.H.I.E.L.D. He thought that Mysterio lied about the other dimensions, but they believe Mysterio's scheme is a part of something much bigger. He had a benefactor. Scorpion is brought to Michael Keaton, who of course is playing Adrian Toomes, aka Vulture, and he runs a large repair shop. Vulture owes Scorpion for their time shared in prison, and they offer up a lot of cash to take care of Scorpion. With the help of the Tinkerer, they use one of the old Iron Man 2 suits that they have collected to create an exoskeleton for Scorpion with a backed base cannon. And this would obviously make him look more like Scorpion.
What? Star Tech. Wait, the Tinkerer too?
Fox is caught and brought into Oscorp, and he's greeted by Norman Osborn. This Norman Osborn seems relatively nice. With the disbanding of the Avengers, Norman wants to create his own privatized team of superheroes, as told by his advisor. He's been getting messages from another reality by none other than Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn. And we have had some reports from some media outlets that Willem Dafoe could be reprising his role as Norman Osborn in Spider-Man No Way Home.
That was confirmed.
And according to this leak, he is. And this Norman Osborn is giving hints on how to create a quantum portal to connect both realities. This is one of the few surviving realities,
just to
and
see
other
the old
realities
picture.
are desperate to go to this reality. The villains in this movie all come from realities that have been mostly destroyed. This Norman Osborn believes himself to be some kind of Tony Stark and is building his own group of superheroes. Shelters are built for the reality displaced people by the GRC.
Whoa.
We were introduced to the GRC in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. GRC stands for the Global Repatriation Council. And right now in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we're kind of on the fence on whether or not they're truly good or not. We're not sure if they have ulterior motives yet. Debates are held about
sure
this
they
reality
do.
taking in refugees from other realities. Missing people, duplicates, and the like are taken care of. Among them is Ben Parker. As one of the few living relatives, Aunt May is contacted and even Peter learns of his existence. Both Aunt May and Peter go to see him. Ben is happy to see both of them, as in his reality, they both had died. Admittingly, this would be a pretty cool twist. Granted, it wouldn't really be the same. It's not the same Ben Parker. He wouldn't have experienced the same thing that they all went through together in the main reality, but it still would be pretty cool to see. Learning from S.H.I.E.L.D. that the anomaly is coming from the old Avengers Tower.
so long.
This is like really detailed.
Osborn with the intention of shutting the machine down. Spider-Man is still a wanted criminal, and Norman tells him of a persistent chance. He tells him the idea that some things are simply inevitable, as if reality converges to certain events, like how most realities have a Spider-Man. He thought labeling this Spider-Man a criminal would be enough, but he flushes the Spider-Man down the drain into an alternate reality. Our Tom Holland, Peter Parker, wakes up in a ravaged Earth, not destroyed by Thanos, but by Ego, Star-Lord's father. Humanity has moved underground.
It sounds like this is fan fiction.
Yeah.
This is not real.
Every new step is a character.
I want to hear the rest of this, but I'm gonna pause this right now to say, like, I don't think this is real. Like,
Once you got to Ego, yeah.
It sounds like an insane hyper fan fiction, and maybe some of this stuff will come true. At the moment, though, as I'm listening to this, even the fact that it starts off where you see Tobey Maguire at the very beginning, that sounds a little too far-fetched for me. And like, start off with Electro and Tobey Maguire at the very top.
I mean, like, it would be a cool stinger surprise tease thing, but at the same time, it also seems like they wouldn't want to reveal that at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and I'll bite my words, you know? I'll bite my word. It sounds awesome. It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
We're hearing all kinds of crazy casting is supposed to go on in this movie. At the same time, though, it sounds like way too much. At a certain point, you're talking about the Tinker and getting Scorpion in there and him getting the suit, and you're building up the suit, and you got Norman Osborn leading the like, there's just so much happening here. It's a little too much.
Well, and where's Doc Ock?
Humanity has moved underground, where Dr. Octavius is taking care of survivors. Our Peter Parker is able to lead them into another fracture of reality. They pass multiple different realities and come across two other Spider-Man. Our Peter Parker learns about the feeling of seeking refuge and has to find his way back home, following the trail that Doctor Strange has left behind. Back in the main MCU reality, Norman Osborn completes the quantum tunnel, bridging his reality to Willem Dafoe's reality. Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn enters, and then he promptly kills the other Norman Osborn. Willem Dafoe wants to enjoy this reality, and he lavishes in its luxury. When traveling through different realities, our Peter Parker eventually does find Doctor Strange, and he is able to take them back to the main reality. The leak describes it as, when they get back to the reality, it's a little like Back to the Future 2. Things have been taken over by Oscorp as time has passed for several months. It has become highly militarized, and Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn has several protectors, including Scorpion with his upgraded suit. There's the final battle, which takes place over several ravaged versions of New York, including one with dark elves. Eventually, our Peter Parker will have to turn off the quantum tower, which will condemn all of the other Earths to their fate. The reality displaced people refract and go back to their own
Sounds
realities.
more like a
Aunt May
multiverse
says
of
goodbye
madness,
to
if
Uncle
you ask
Ben
me.
and Peter Parker says goodbye to the other Spider-Man. They tell him that he's lucky and he needs to take good care of his world. In the ending sequence, the dead body of our Norman Osborn is revived by Dr. Connor tinging his skin with a green hue. Dr. Connor obviously being the Lizard. And that's it for this plot leak. And as I mentioned,
back
it's
Dylan
very
Baker.
specific. And unfortunately, there's no real way to tell if this is legitimate or not. I think a movie like this would actually be pretty cool to see. And although I doubt 100% of this will happen, I think some type of variation of this would be really, really cool. But let me know what you
inspired
think
fan
about this
fiction.
in the comments down below. Would you like to see Spider-Man No Way Home play out like the supposed plot leak? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, and for live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Woof.
I mean, I think it would be cool. There's a lot of elements to this that I really like. We could talk about the details of everything here for sure and like review this as if it was a real movie. Scorpion, I love all the inclusions of bringing back Michael Mando, all the idea of like how he gets his suit upgraded from the Iron Man 2 suit, an older version, like keeping that all tied and connected. Yeah, introducing the Tinkerer and then having that lead with Norman Osborn and also kind of setting up your sinister. Yeah, it all sounds fun, but at the same time, this sounds way more disjointed and more unfocused than Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3 did.
Yeah, this really did broach after a while on and then storytelling.
Yeah,
Just like, and then this guy, and then this guy, and then we're at this place, and then we're at this place. And yeah, like the biggest worry for me about this upcoming Spider-Man movie is the fact that all Spider-Man franchises up until this point have succumbed to this bloat for their, third or perhaps even second installment. They're really gonna have to temper and balance how they control all of these crazy elements. And so while I imagine any recap of this storyline will sound a little bit like and then like it is gonna have to have a bit more finesse than at least this suggested to me. Because once you start getting like, oh, there's Ego and here's some elves and stuff, those things could just be like small little Easter egg moments.
I think it has to like build to a crazy finale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this sounds like crazy right away. Yeah.
Especially with that Tobey tease at the beginning and
Tobey and Electro tease at the
tease.
beginning. It's like a cool fan fiction, and building up to this within like reading comic books or graphic novels totally works. I don't see how you can just come back with Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man No Way Home, and just do all this. It's a little much. The first half I was like, okay, is Scorpion the main villain? Okay, is it Tinker? Okay, is it Norman Osborn? As it just kept progressing, I'm like, this is a graphic novel. This wouldn't translate super well to a movie, at least from hearing it right up front. Do I think Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in here? Yes, because I thought when you said plot leak, I thought it'd be like a little thing. I didn't think it would be, oh, you're telling me all three acts right now.
Well, didn't he say like this was somebody caught a glimpse of the storyboards? I'm like, that is more than a glimpse. You like studied these and were able to reiterate, the entire movie.
There are parts of it that sound really cool. It's definitely going to have to build, and it all rides on tone, especially for something like this. Tone and emotional experience that will have to distract you from like science mumbo jargon details and like, wait, how does this work?
Yeah, just as crazy as this movie wants to be, I think there is an onus on it to be just as sort of dramatically punchy too, because you have to pin it with something that we truly care about to make the fun all worthwhile.
I'm like, what's the real plot here? I thought he was on the run. Oh, he's not on the run. He's going to court, and then they just let him leave court early. Like, what?
And halfway through, I was like, damn, does Peter really matter to this story? It seems like we're just hopping around so many places.
It sounds like a dream Peter's having.
Yeah, it does. It does. Which I'm down for, like an atonal sort of weird abstract Spider-Man, but we're just not there yet.
Okay, here's how it's summed up. All the pieces that are here, most of them are going to be in the movie. The way it sounds like how they would build it and introduce each piece, I'm not a big fan of from hearing this. So no, I don't think it's going to play out. I think this is way too was it like a 4-hour film? Jeez.
Yeah, it's the new standard, man, after the Snyder Cut.
All right, guys. Well, do you like this plot leak? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe. Thank you, Warren, for unveiling this. I'm sure there's going to be way more to come. Last but not least,
Justin, you're in the movie now. You're one of our newest patrons, and I want an origin story for you. I want to know all about you, how you got to be who you are, what your powers are, what the struggles are between balancing regular life as you, Justin, the man, the myth, but also then, you know, fighting crime and dealing with multiversal madness. That's the way I want to get to know you. So don't bother writing us a message or anything. I just want a film origin story with as many crazy plot turns and extra characters as possible. The less sense it makes, in fact, the better. Because then we can just continue going to that well for these shoutouts and just saying like, oh, hey, oh, Justin, you've flying through the universe with elves and stuff. And then, oh, damn, oh, look, he's doing a rap battle, because why not? Hey, now it's a tender romantic comedy. What hasn't Justin done? You got a great life. I'm jealous of you, Justin. Thanks for being here. I love you.
You would be great in a writer's room.
I need to be in a writer's room. And then?
Anybody got an idea? Yeah. Let me just see what comes out of my brain.
Anything at all.